Good morning, students. Today we are going to continue our discussion on equation of continuity and Bernoulli's principle. And the questions we are going to discuss will be under the subheading applications of Bernoulli's principle. We are starting with question number 94. A large tank is filled with water to a height capital H. A small hole is made at the base of the tank. It takes T1 time to decrease the height of the water to H by eta, where eta greater than 1. And it takes T2 time to take out the rest of the water. If T1 is equal to T2, then the value of eta is. So for this, we are considering a liquid of density rho filled in a tank of area capital A. And there is a hole of cross-sectional area small a at a depth h from free surface of liquid. Then velocity of efflux is V is equal to root 2gh. Efflux means the outward flow of liquid from that hole. So the velocity with which the liquid comes out of the hole is V is equal to root 2gh. Now suppose if the level of liquid is decreasing by amount of dh in time dt, then we can use the conservation of mass principle and write decrease in mass of liquid in tank must be equal to mass of liquid coming out of the hole. So there is a decrease in mass, so we are putting a negative sign here, and mass is nothing but volume into density. So density of liquid into decrease in volume, capital A into dh. Then it is equal to rho AV dt. Here AV dt is a volume of liquid which is coming out, that is multiplied with density here. So now on either sides rho is cancelled, then we got this expression minus A dh is equal to A into root 2gh dt, substituting V is equal to root 2gh. Then here we need expression for time, so we are writing that time interval dt is equal to minus capital A by small a into 1 by root 2g into dh by root h. Now here, if the time in which level of liquid falls from H1 height to H2 height is given by this formula, means you need to integrate this dt from this limit to this limit, then you will get the total time. So t is equal to minus capital A by small a into 1 by root 2g into integration H1 to H2 1 by root h dh, and this integration part will give us the value of 2 root h. Then substituting the limits, we get this t is equal to minus a by capital A by small a into root 2 by g into root of h2 minus root of h1. Now this minus sign, if you multiply inside, that expression will end as t is equal to capital A by small a into root 2 by g into root of h1 minus root of h2. That means root of initial level of water minus root of final level of water. Now suppose if you want the time in which the tank is getting empty, then h1 is equal to capital h1 is equal to small h, h2 is equal to 0, we can substitute. Then we will end with this relation, t is equal to capital A by small a into root of 2h by g. In this case, small h is the total level of liquid. So now here we are going to use this idea. According to question, T1 is a time taken for decreasing the height of water from h to h by eta. Then T2 is a time taken for emptying the tank from level h by eta, and also given that T1 is equal to T2. So just now we have derived the expression for time taken for liquid to change level from one value to another value, using that T1 is equal to capital A by small a into root 2 by g into root of initial level, that is h, minus root of final level, that is h by eta, that is equal to T2. T2 is the time required for emptying the tank from h by eta level. So we are writing T2 is equal to capital A by small a into root of 2 by g into h by eta. On either sides, the common terms are cancelled and we are getting the expression root h minus root h by eta is equal to root h by eta. Root h is cancelled all over. That we get 1 minus 1 by root eta is equal to 1 by root eta. That is 1 equal to root 2 by root eta. Or root eta is equal to 2 or eta is equal to 4. That is the correct option would be option C. Then, question number 112. Number 112. There is a hole of area 1 by 25 centimeters square in the bottom of a cylindrical vessel containing fluid up to height h. The liquid flows out in time t. If the liquid were filled in the vessel up to height 4h, then it would flow out in time. So here they are asking about time taken for the tank to get empty, and which the formula we just now derived, T is equal to capital A by small a into root 2h by g. Here this we have to apply in two cases. In first case, h1 is equal to h, t1 is equal to t, and h2 is equal to 4h, and you should find t2. So that's why from this expression, we are writing the ratio t2 by t1. Since capital A, small a, and g are common, they will be getting cancelled out, and only terms that remain will be h2 and h1, and the formula will be t2 by t1 is equal to root of h2 by h1. So now substituting the current values given, we get t2 by t is equal to root of 4h by h, and simplifying you get t2 is equal to 2t. This is one method of solving. Our other method would be the direct relation between t and h can be expressed from this expression, like t is proportional to root h. So h is becoming 4 times, so t should become root 4 times, that means 2 times. That way also you can do. So the correct option would be option B. Then question number 108. A tank has a small hole in its side at a height h1. It is filled with a liquid of density rho to a height y2. If the absolute pressure at the top of the fluid is Pt, find the velocity with which it leaves a tank. Assume that the cross-sectional area of the tank is larger as compared to that of the hole. Right. In this case, we are going to use the ideas of equation of continuity and Bernoulli's theorem. Now, first of all, we are taking this point 1 and 2, point 1 at a hole, point 2 at the free surface of the liquid. So we are applying the Bernoulli's principle for that 2 points. Then we get P1 plus half rho V1 square plus half rho GH1 is equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho GH2. According to question, according to figure, if you see the figure clearly, the height of this first hole is Y1 and height of this free surface is Y2. That is why H1 is equal to Y1, H2 is equal to Y2. And very clearly they have explained, they have given that at the free surface, the absolute pressure is Pt. So P2 is equal to Pt, and at the whole liquid is exposed to atmosphere. So P1 would become P0. And then if you use equation of continuity, we can write A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. That gives us V2 is equal to A1 V1 by V1. A1 V1 by, actually this is A1 V1 by A2, not V2. It should be A1 V1 by A2. And here A1 is much lesser than A2. A1 is much lesser than A2. So we get V2 is much lesser than V1. This should be V1. Please make the correction. Here V2 is equal to A1 V1 by A2. Then since A1 is much lesser than A2, we get V2 much lesser than V1. And since V2 is much less, V2 square would be negligible. That means it can be neglected. The term involving V2 square can be neglected. Then this equation 1 can be written as PO plus half rho V1 square plus rho G Y1 is equal to PT plus rho G Y2. And here we have tried the expression for V1. So I am writing half rho V1 square is equal to PT minus P0 plus rho G into Y2 minus Y1. And we want V1 square. So V1 square is equal to 2 into PT minus P0 divided by rho plus 2G into Y2 minus Y1. And taking square root on either sides, we get V1 is equal to root of 2 into Pt minus P naught by rho plus 2g into y2 minus y1. In the all options, you need to take the square root completely. It is misprinted. All the 4 options are misprinted. Square root is there for entire terms. Make that correction in the question itself. So the correct option is option A. Then there is a hole, question number 95. There is a hole in the bottom of the tank having water. If total pressure at the bottom is 3 atmosphere, where 1 atmosphere is equal to 10 power 5 Newton per meter square, then the velocity of water flowing from the hole is. Okay. So in this case, this is a container. In this case, where just like previous case we have taken, but only change is in previous case the container was closed. In this case, container is open to atmosphere. So now here we are considering that liquid of density rho is filled in tank of area capital A, and there is a hole of cross-sectional area A at a depth h from free surface of the liquid. So from top surface of the liquid to the hole, the depth is h. Then we are also taking that, we are also considering that small a is much smaller than capital A. That means area of hole is almost negligible compared to area of cross section of tank. Then V and capital V be the speeds of liquid at area small a and area capital A respectively. That means at this point liquid's speed is capital V, and at this point the liquid is coming out with speed V. Now considering this top surface as 1 and the hole as 2, we are applying the Bernoulli's principle, and then we get the relation P1 plus half rho V1 square plus rho GH1 is equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho GH2. And in either case, at either points, the liquid is exposed to atmosphere. So P1 is equal to P2 is equal to P0, which is atmospheric pressure. And now if you consider this position as 0, then this position would be H. So I am considering H2 to be 0. Then we get H1 is H, and V1 is equal to capital V, and V2 is equal to small v. Now substituting all these values, we get the expression P0 plus half rho V square plus rho GH is equal to P0 plus half rho V square. P0 on either sides can be cancelled. That gives us half V square plus GH is equal to half small v square. That implies capital V square plus 2GH is equal to small v square. Now we are applying equation of continuity at points 1 and 2. There we get capital A into capital V is equal to small a into V. That implies capital V is equal to small a by capital A into small v. Since small a is much lesser than capital A, capital V becomes much smaller than small v. And since capital V is much smaller, V square would be negligible, and the above equation becomes V square is equal to 2GH or V is equal to root 2GH. That means you need to remember the previous question was discussed for closed container. In that case, the velocity of the liquid coming out of the hole would be given by V is equal to root of 2 into Pt minus P0 by rho plus 2GH. But when the container is open to atmosphere, that first term will disappear and only we will have V is equal to root 2GH. Now here, now suppose if you take at this position inside the liquid, the total pressure at this position would be atmospheric pressure plus pressure due to this h height of the liquid. That's why we are writing here. We know that at any point inside the liquid, at rest, P is equal to P0 plus rho GH, and this rho GH can be expressed as P minus P0, and from that we can write GH is equal to P minus P0 by rho. So in this formula, we can replace GH by this expression. In that case, velocity of efflux can be given by V is equal to root of 2 into P minus P0 by rho. So if you know about absolute pressure and atmospheric pressure, then we can use this formula. And in this question, we are going to make use of this formula because they have given that the total pressure at level of hole is 3 atmosphere, which is 3 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square, and P0 atmospheric pressure is 1 atmosphere, that is approximately 1 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square, and the liquid is water, so density would be rho is equal to 1000 kg per meter cube. On substituting we got V is equal to root of 3 into 10 power 5 minus 1 into 10 power 5 by 1000. On simplifying, we get V is equal to root 400 meter per second. We did not solve it completely because the options are given in terms of roots only. So we are ending with this V is equal to root 400 meter per second. So the correct option would be option A. Then question number 103. Question number 103. A liquid of density 800 kg per meter cube is filled in a tank open at top. The pressure of liquid at the bottom of the tank is 6.4 atmosphere. The velocity of efflux through a hole at the bottom is, where 1 atmosphere is equal to 10 power 5 Newton per meter square. So now we already learned from previous discussions that the velocity of efflux when a tank is filled with the liquid of density rho up to a height h, then we get velocity of efflux to be V is equal to root 2gh. Now suppose if at that position of the hole inside the container, the liquid pressure, means only, you can also call it as gauge pressure, which will be equal to absolute pressure minus atmospheric pressure, that would be equal to rho gh. PL is equal to rho gh. This is only pressure due to liquid. Then in that case, GH can be equal to PL by rho, that we can substitute in this equation. Then we get V is equal to root of 2 into PL by rho. So now they have given PL as 6.4 atmosphere, that we have converted into Newton per meter square, 6.4 into 10 power 5 Newton per meter square, and density of the liquid is given 800 kg per meter cube. So on substituting, we get V is equal to 40 meter per second. So the correct option would be option D. Then question number 96. A cylindrical tank has a hole of 1 centimeter square in its bottom. If the water is allowed to flow into the tank from a tube above it at the rate of 70 centimeter cube per second, then the maximum height up to which the water can rise in the tank is. Water can rise in the tank is. Here we are going to use the concept of rate of flow of liquid. So rate of flow of liquid at any point is A into V, that is area of cross section of the tube at that point, and V is velocity of flow at that position. And now here they are asking when the height of the liquid in tank will be maximum. For that we need to remember the condition. The height of the water in the tank becomes maximum when volume of the water flowing into the tank per second becomes equal to volume of the water flowing out per second. That means rate of flow inward must be equal to rate of flow outward. And also we are going to use the expression for velocity of efflux, V is equal to root 2gh in this question. So now I am assuming that h is a maximum height up to which water can rise in the tank, and V is the velocity of water flowing out of the hole of area small a. Then since this height is maximum, we already discussed the condition. Volume of the water flowing out per second must be equal to volume of the water flowing in per second. This volume of water flowing in per second is given as 70 centimeter cube per second, and this volume of water flowing out per second, we are writing expression A into V. And A is the area of the hole, which is given as 1 centimeter square, and V is velocity of efflux, that is root 2gh. So 1 centimeter square into root 2gh is equal to 70 centimeter cube per second. Now all these values are in CGS system, so this G can be written in 980 centimeter per second square, and this 1 centimeter square is cancelled on either sides. So we got this root of 2 into 980 centimeters per second square into h is equal to 70 centimeter per second. Squaring on either sides, we get 1960 h centimeter per second square is equal to 4900 centimeter square per second square. Then we wanted h, that is given by h is equal to 4900 divided by 1960, which gives 2.5 centimeter. The correct option would be option A. Then now question number 99. For the area A of small hole, for the area A of the hole is much lesser than the area of the base of a vessel of liquid, the velocity of efflux V of the liquid in an accelerating vessel is, and in the question it is mentioned A naught is acceleration in upward direction. So now we know that if you consider a container at rest with a hole whose area is much lesser than the area of the base of the vessel, or area of the cross section of the vessel, then the velocity of efflux through the hole is V is equal to root 2gh. That means this derivation, when deriving this derivation, we have considered a liquid container to be in rest condition. But if the container is moving up, when the container is moving up with an acceleration of a naught, then the effective acceleration due to gravity will be g plus a naught. Means this acceleration due to gravity becomes g plus a naught. So in that case, velocity of efflux will become v is equal to root of 2 into g plus a naught into h. So that means in this case, if okay, so if the container is in rest condition or the container is in motion with uniform velocity, in that case v will be is equal to root 2gh, this expression for velocity of efflux through a hole. But if the container is moving either up or down with acceleration, then this g will be replaced by g plus a in case of liquid accelerating up, and the g will be replaced by g minus a if the liquid is moving, that is the container is moving downwards. This you need to keep in mind. And also you can remember, if suppose the container is falling freely, in that case this g will be replaced by g minus g itself, that is 0. That means v will become 0. That means the liquid will not come out. This you need to keep in mind. Then question number 98. When a hole is made inside a container holding water, water flows out and follows a parabolic trajectory. If a hole is made in the side of the container and the container dropped in free fall just before the water starts coming out, the water flow, neglect effect of surface tension. Neglect effect of surface tension. So just now I have mentioned the case, if the liquid is, if the container is falling freely, then the liquid will not come out. For this, the explanation can be given in this manner also. When the container is in rest condition with respect to earth, there is pressure on walls of the container due to the weight of the water, and the pressure results from the contact force between the water and the container. So that means here what happens is, when the container is in rest condition, due to the weight of the liquid above the hole, there will be a pressure from inside to outside, and also atmospheric pressure from outside to inside. Due to the pressure difference, the liquid will come out. But in free fall, both the water and container are having acceleration of g, and the contact force will become 0. So removing a part of hole by making a hole will produce no outward flow. This is because now inside and outside the pressure will be same. See this, right? Because pressure due to liquid will be 0 and container is exposed to atmosphere. So at any point in this case, when in free fall, at any point inside the liquid, the pressure would be equal to atmospheric pressure only. So if you are removing a part of hole, at that part of the hole from inside and outside, in either directions, you are getting the same pressure, which is equal to atmospheric pressure. So pressure difference is 0. So velocity, the outward flow is not possible. So the correct option is option D. Question number 100. A water tank of height 10 meter completely filled with water is placed on level ground. It has two holes, one at 3 meter and the other at 7 meter from its base. The water ejecting from both the holes will fall at same spot, or upper hole will fall farther than that from the lower hole, or the upper hole will fall closer than that of the lower hole, or more information is required. That means we have to compare, we have to find whether the liquid coming out from both the holes will fall at same position or not. Now, in this case, again, we are considering a container which is filled with liquid of density rho, and area of cross section of container is capital A, and there is a hole at a depth of h from free surface, and this hole has negligible cross sectional area. Then in this case, the liquid have velocity of v equal to root 2gh, and this root 2gh velocity will be only along horizontal direction. That means there is no velocity for this flow in vertical direction. So now it is as good as a horizontal projectile in this case. If you project a body from a height along with horizontal velocity, the same situation will be there. In this case, the horizontal velocity remains same throughout its path, and as the liquid is moving down, that is in vertical direction, its velocity will increase. That is, it behaves like a freely falling body. That's why we are writing it. And also now in this case, the liquid is going to fall through this distance, capital H minus small h. So we are writing that. If capital H is a height of water in tank, then the liquid coming out of the hole is moving through a distance of capital H minus small h under the action of gravity. And the liquid will behave like a freely falling body. So we can write using equation of motion, second equation of motion we are writing here. H minus small h is equal to half gt square. We are using the equation x is equal to ut plus half gt square in only vertical direction. In vertical direction, initial velocity is 0. So we are getting this capital H minus small h is equal to half gt square, and from this we are writing the expression for t. T is equal to root of 2 into capital H minus small h by g. So this is the time taken by the liquid coming out of this hole to reach the ground now. So now here, if you see this distance is capital R. This is the distance from the bottom of the tank at which the liquid is touching the ground. This distance can be called as horizontal range, and this will be given by the formula horizontal velocity into time taken by the liquid to reach this position. So capital R is equal to V into T. V is velocity of efflux, root 2gh. T already we have derived, root of 2 into capital H minus small h into g. Root g and root g will cancel, and root 2 into root 2 is 2, and we are getting capital R is equal to 2 into root of small h into capital H minus h. Here small h is a whole position of the hole from top of the liquid. Capital H minus h is a position of the hole from bottom of the tank. So now, according to question, they have given capital H as 10 meter, and position of the holes from bottom is given. So capital H minus h1 I am taking as 3 meter. From that I am getting h1 is equal to 7 meter, and then capital H minus h2 is equal to 7 meter. From that we get h2 is equal to 3 meter. So now I am finding R1 and R2. R1 is equal to 2 into root of h1 into capital H minus h1, that I am getting 2 root 21 meter, and R2 is equal to 2 into root of h2 into capital H minus h2, that is also given as 2 root 21 meter. That means both R1 and R2 are equal. Both R1 and R2 are equal. So the correct option is option A. That means the liquid coming out from both the holes will hit the ground at the same position. Right. Then question number 101. Two holes are made in the side of the tank such that the jets of water flowing out of them meet at the same point on the ground. If one hole is at a height of 3 centimeter above the bottom, then the distance of the other hole from the top surface of water is. So here, again I am considering the liquid of density rho filled in a tank of area A, and the hole, there is a hole whose area is very small. In that case, just now we have derived the expression for range of the water that is coming out as capital R is equal to 2 into small h into capital H minus h. Now we are considering a special condition where I am considering two holes such that h1 plus h2 is equal to capital H. So from this I am writing expression for h2. h2 is equal to capital H minus h1. So now I am finding capital R1 and capital R2. Capital R1 is 2 into root of h1 into capital H minus h1. Capital H minus h1 is h2. So I am writing that as 2 into root of h1 h2. Then R2 is equal to 2 into root of h2 into capital H minus h2. So here capital H minus h2, from this expression again you can write, or from this expression you can write capital H minus h2 is equal to h1. So again I am getting R2 as range as 2 into root of h1 h2. That means there is a condition established here. Ranges of liquid coming out from two holes R1 and R2 will be equal if h1 plus h2 is equal to capital H. If h1 plus h2 is equal to capital H. This is a shortcut to remember actually. This can be employed even in previous question. Now, according to question, it is very clearly mentioned that R1 is equal to R2, and also the height of the first hole from the top is given, that is, sorry, from the bottom is given. The height of the first hole from the bottom is given, that is h minus small h1, that is equal to 3 centimeter, and we want height of the second hole from top, that is h2. So we already know that if R1 is equal to R2, then H1 plus H2 must be equal to capital H. Then we want H2, so H2 becomes capital H minus H1, which is given as 3 centimeter. That means you can very clearly see here that the position of the first hole from bottom of the tank and the position of the second hole from top of the tank are having same numeric value. That means if there are two holes which are at same distance, one from top, one from bottom, then the range of liquid coming from them would be equal. This is another shortcut to remember. Here the correct option would be option D in this question. Then question number 107. Question number 107. The figure shows two holes in the wide tank containing a liquid column. The water streams coming out of these holes strike the ground at the same point. The height up to which the column is, the height of the liquid column in the tank is. So here, we already learned from previous question that if the liquid coming out from two holes is reaching the ground at same position, then we have the condition H1 plus H2 is equal to capital H. That's why we have written the liquid coming out of two holes will strike the ground at same point if H1 plus H2 is equal to capital H. So here H1 is height of the first hole from the top surface, and the H2 is the height of the position of the liquid. Or in another way, we can write H1 is the height of the liquid above the first hole, H2 is the height of the second hole, height of the liquid above second hole. Or else you can write H1 and H2 are the depths of the two holes from top surface, and capital H is the total level of the liquid in the tank. So using that, H1 is from the figure we are having H1 is equal to 4 centimeter, H2 is equal to 6 centimeter, and clearly they mentioned R1 is equal to R2. Then we have relation H1 plus H2 is equal to capital H, that gives us capital H is equal to 10 centimeter. The correct option would be option A. Then question number 110. A water tank of height capital H completely filled with water is placed on a level ground. It has two holes, one at a depth H from top and other at height H from base. The water ejecting from. Just now I mentioned as a special result from the previous question that if we have two holes at same distance, one from top, one from bottom, then the water coming from both holes will be falling at same spot. So using that, we can write the correct option is option A. Or else you can follow this approach. You can go with this information. Already this concept is used earlier. Now here I am considering two holes, 1 and 2. One is at high depth H from top surface of the liquid, and 2 is at height H from the bottom. That means the liquid above this hole 2 is capital H minus H. That means H1 is equal to H, H2 is equal to capital H minus H. So that we are writing here in figure H1 is equal to capital small h and H2 is equal to capital H minus small h. If we add these two, I am getting H1 plus H2 is equal to capital H, which is a condition for ranges to be equal. So that is why the water coming from both holes will fall at same spot. The option is option A. Then, question number 106. A water barrel stands on table of height H. If a small hole is punched in the side of barrel at its base, it is found that the resultant stream of water strikes the ground at a horizontal distance capital R from the table. What is the depth of the water in the barrel? In this case, here they have given that the depth at which the hole present is small d, so the velocity of efflux will become V is equal to root of 2gd, and the barrel is at a height of H, so the liquid takes time. If it takes time t to reach the ground, we can use the condition of freely falling body, and we can say that the H is equal to half gt square, where H is the height at which the liquid is starting. So T is equal to root 2gh by g we get. So now in this case we want the distance at which the water is striking the ground, that is capital R is equal to Vt, and substituting we get R is equal to root 2gd into root of 2h by g. And on simplifying we get R is equal to 2 into root 2gh, squaring on either side, so R square is equal to 4dh. We wanted d, so d is equal to R square by 4h. So the correct option is option C. Then Question number 109. A large open tank has two small holes in its vertical wall as shown in figure. One is square hole of side L at the depth 4y from the top, and the other is a circular hole of radius capital R at depth y from the top. When tank is completely filled with water, the quantities of water flowing out per second from the both holes are same. Then capital R is equal to. So here we know that when there is a hole of negligible cross section on the side of a tank, the liquid will come out with a velocity v is equal to root 2gh. And in this case, if you want rate of flow of liquid coming out or amount of liquid coming out of that hole per second is A into V, that is A into root 2gh. Now, if you see the figure, first hole has height of 4y liquid column above it, so H1 is equal to 4y, and second hole is having height of y liquid column above it, so H1 is equal to 4y, H2 is equal to y. And first hole is a square of side L, so A1 will become L square, and second hole is a circular hole with radius R, so A2 will become pi R square. And they have given that the quantities of water flowing out per second from both holes are same. That means A1 into root 2gh1 must be equal to A2 into root 2gh2. So on substituting, we get L square into root of 2g into 4y is equal to pi R square into root 2gy. That is, here root 4 we have taken 2 outside, 2L square into root 2gy is equal to pi R square into root 2gy. Root 2gy and root 2gy cancels. That gives us 2L square is equal to pi R square, or R square is equal to 2L square by pi. So we get R is equal to root of 2 into pi, sorry, root of 2 by pi into capital L. So the correct option would be option C. Students, that is it for today. The class ends here.